right, you guys, so that's the 5 steps to leveling up your first aid care and capability. It probably wasn't as involved or hands-on as you thought, but like I like to approach things academically, essentially. That first part of education, equipment, and training, right? We got to educate ourselves. We got to figure out what we're going to do first here before we can go hands-on. So these 5 steps were just simply a way for you to organize so much information that you're responsible for or would like to be responsible for after you take a CPR, AED, and first aid class, stop the bleed, sidewalk CPR, a whole lot of other classes that are out there and available. It can be a lot of information, and usually it's just kind of a one and done thing. You take the information, you get the certification, you go out and buy some equipment. We don't really train on it, right? And that sells ourselves short, right? We want to invest that time in the beginning, right? Because we want to accomplish the 3 goals, or the goals of first aid, right? We want to prevent death, prevent any pain, or reduce any pain, and prevent any further harm. And I think that the amount of information we get in a lot of these classes can be overwhelming. And it's called a perishable skill. So whether it's in the fire department, whether it's being a paramedic, firefighter, paramedic, United States Marine, whatever walk of life you find yourself in, we have continuing education, right? Because we are responsible for a lot of information. Outside of the professional field where I used to work as a firefighter, we understand that we have lives and it's very involved. Back to the time thing, we're looking for the most efficient class that we can take to give us the most amount of information, the greatest bang for our buck. But soon after we leave that class, and I think statistics showed about around 4 to 5 months, we've lost a significant portion. It's around 60 to 70% of the education and the knowledge that we've gained by taking these first aid classes. So good job on being proactive, but where we can step up in the industry, and that's part of why I've created MF1A, My Family's First Aid, is to be a continual resource, to adopt the idea of continuing education from the professional rescuer or hospital worker or first aid, all these fields that have continuing education, and bring that into the everyday individual's life to where we're hosting classes on CPR practice, choking relief practice, tourniquet practice, bleeding, all of the skills you learn. Now, back to the 5 steps. The reason I came up with the 5 steps, if we go back to the video I put out at the beginning, was to help organize all of that information we have. Make it real conceptual, kind of box it up, give yourself a left, right lateral limit, upper and lower lateral limits. And those boxes are what you look through. It's almost like a computer screen or a lens that has a checklist imposed on it, right? Keeps you oriented on the tasks necessary for the specific situation at hand. And of those 5 boxes, we've got 2 that are pre-hands-on and then 3 that are hands-on, right? That's kind of a weird gesture there. But we've got step 1, which is our first aid mindset and leadership. Step 2, which is our situational awareness, actions, and safety. Step 3, which is our bleeding control and trauma care. 4 is CPR, AED, and choking relief. And box 5 is your major, minor illnesses and injuries. So that's essentially what you're going to receive in a first aid, CPR, and AED class. Now, once again, that's a ton of information. So the way I like to break it down, the way I broke it down eventually professionally, and I taught other paramedics and firefighters and EMTs, was to break it into those 5 boxes. And those boxes essentially keep you oriented on what you have to do. So in sum, thanks for taking the time to watch the videos. Thanks for taking the time to listen. Please post some comments if you guys have comments. We're going to be putting these courses out online. Once again, the way we like to, the specialty or niche for our company is that we like to come to you. So whether it's your place of worship, your home, office, school, pool, wherever you frequent, where it's a Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, sports teams, PT clinics, we can come to you, bring all the equipment you need to step in and give you those skills, which is why we've tied in with blended learning. So we don't tie up as much time in your office or that location that you're at, even your home. So take the time, watch these videos, review them, understand that it's really important to helping you stay cool, calm, and collected, and really identifying that first aid situation and that higher level of care and filling that gap of time with positive, with constructive, and standardized tasks that can really affect a better outcome in somebody's life. Stay tuned. We're going to be putting out a lot of shorts. We're going to be putting a lot more information now and really diving into the equipment. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and send this video to anybody you know who might need it, which I'm sure there's a ton of people who do. We'll leave a link down below. We're setting up classes through email right now. We don't really have a place where we teach. Like I said, we come to you. So send us an email. We can figure it out, set it up for however many people you want. And I hope you guys have a great day.